Yes, sir. We are alive and alive. Hello, coming at you live from beautiful Cologne, Germany on this rainy August Wednesday. I need a longer intro fucking blast off catchphrase. Red, what's up? What's going on? I hope Twitch doesn't shit itself this time. Wolvesdan, I saw you in chat. What's going on, man? Dennis, what's up? Ozzy, what's going on? Dragon, hello. I am not doing great with the thing is, I am learning something new about the game every day. I feel like I'm definitely visibly improving in my play, even if it's not reflected in my rank yet. I'm learning a couple new things every time. Shay23, what's going on? Yeah, man. Hello. So, I'm not gonna lie with y'all, I don't have much of a plan for today. I didn't figure out, like, a great schedule. Bakurao. What is that? Is that how you say that? I want to see... That's a 2019 film, okay. I'm gonna put it on my watch list. Thank you, Ozzy. I want to see End of Oak Street soon. That's in theaters right now. Why is everything so slow? I hate the original Truxton, maybe Hot Take. Yeah, the thing about Truxton is I got a review code for this one. So I gotta do something with it at some point. Yeah. So once I stream it today, I fulfilled my obligation. But if I happen to like the game, then, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Hot Take Wednesday's kind of dead. It's not, basically the only fixed category is Potential Man Monday at this point. I'm thinking of adding, like, playthrough Saturdays or something, right? But then the other days of the week, they're just gonna be, like, just random shit, yeah, every day. And yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have time to think of material today. Potential Man. Oh. Dude, why is the letterbox not fucking loading, man? I'm fucking annoyed. Zia tries to beat Bayo 2 again on Saturdays. So Potential Man. Basically, I mean, it's a Jujutsu Kaisen thing mostly. I haven't read enough Jujutsu Kaisen to really say. I don't think I got past like the third volume. I currently restarted it. I'm currently rereading it like very, very slowly. It's like my my sleep aid literature. But basically the idea is like, okay, you have a character who, like, just on a surface level, they seem like they're meant for great things. They will blossom into a fully fledged, like, super interesting character that's, like, very impressive. Could be, like, you know, in terms of writing, but also could be, like, just writing promise, right? But also in terms of power level, if you're thinking, like, shonen anime. And then Potential Man implies they did not fulfill the potential, right? I mean, I think so. JoJo is one that, okay, this one I've actually read part 5, so I can actually speak of this one as an example, right? This is Fugo. And you know, he has a very cool design. He has like kind of this very cold demeanor. He seems very mysterious. And it ends up being the case that I think he's like, bro, in the manga, does he even get a backstory? I feel like in the anime, they add a little more seasoning to him. In the manga, it was very thin, I think, if I remember correctly. And then he just exits the story like in the first third. it is bananas. Like, and he has like this insane power as well. Like his Deep Purple is a stand, and it's like Deep Purple comes out and he just poisons everyone around him. It's like an insanely dangerous stance to bring out, right? And it seems like there's a couple things that happen. Araki, I mean, number one, it's sort of presumed that Deep Purple as a stand was just too problematic. Araki couldn't figure out a good way to have him actually factor into the story without like constantly being a threat to the other characters, right? But then the thing we actually know is that, well, Fugo was supposed to be a traitor, right? He was supposed to betray the party at one point. But then I think Araki, he just couldn't do it. He just didn't want to do something like that, like dark, you know, in the story. So instead, Fugo was like, "Yeah, this is too hot for me. I'm just gonna exit the fucking story," and he just leaves, and like is never to be seen again. And it's like, okay, they put all this sauce into the character, all this potential, only for it to remain unfulfilled. Ergo, potential man. And Potential Man Monday is a nice alliteration. And if you're not familiar on Potential Man Monday, we rank. Oh my god, I can't fucking type. We play a game for a couple hours and then we rank the games based on their potential. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with this list yet, but yeah. Dude, okay, I love. Oh my fucking god, dude. I love Helium. I love the Helium web browser. It's a great fucking browser. There's been a couple times now where I updated. I do the top right automatic update, and then it just yeets all my extensions. It's very annoying. Okay, I don't know what the fuck is happening with Autobox. Apple, what's going on, man? That's crazy. That is how people say my name. You're welcome. Okay, let me catch up with the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but never is the best way to describe potential. Yeah, exactly. Gohan was the OG. Dude, fucking Saya, man. Wait, no, that's not what dude. What was he called in... Oh, he is called the Saya Man, right? In Germany, in the German version, he was called Saya Man. I feel like he was called something else in the English version. The names are surprisingly different between the different localizations, so I'm always Mystic Gohan. I'm always sort of cautious about like which names to use, so don't show my ass as a fucking German. I mean Krillin, right? Okay, interesting thing about Krillin. In German, he's also Krillin. Is how we say that, but it's basically the same thing. It's funny because like I played a lot of Dragon Ball games as a kid, because of course, right? And in the Dragon Ball games, in the localization, they would spell like this. They would do the romanization of the Japanese kanji, I presume. Wait. Kuririn. Wait. EBZ. Kuririn. Okay. And as a kid, I was like, why is it spelled like that? It's Krillin. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I'm only now starting to like turn the gameplay shit into videos that I post on the channel. So I need to like find a clickbait way to do that, but we haven't done Potential Man Monday in a while, so. JJK slander posts are the best thing to come out of JJ. Damn. I think Alan is like the only person I know at this point who's like seriously super into JJK still. Who's like always doing the apology tour for it. Everybody else just fucking despises it now after the ending. Which is funny. I want to know what happens at the end. Yeah, I'm very curious, like, why people hate it so much. Jenny, what's up? I love Fugo. I love Fugo in general. Like, I think he's so cool. And I do think it's a shame that they didn't do more of them. Haruko G-san, I finally joined the Switch 2 Nation last night. Woo! DK, fuck yeah, dude. Bonanza generational game. I said it. Ultimate Gohan was a big thing. That's crazy. Would David Copperfield be a potential one? I don't know enough about him. Do y'all know the magician with the mask? The masked magician? Wait. You know this guy? This guy is like Germany's favorite. This guy is like a staple of German culture. Oh my god. I always thought Teen Gohan was so cool, dude. Oh, Mr. Satan, Hercule. Yeah, that's, bro. Yeah, Kururin is the name. Also, Kururin Paradise and Kururin Squash. All bangers. That's like low-key true. That's low-key true. JJK is still good. Okay. Young-O, what's up, man? Dude, I didn't hear about season 3 that much. Like, I didn't even realize it was out for a while. Because people were not talking about it. I don't know what was going on there. It was very odd. I mean, season 2 was like generational levels of hype. I'm very sad that I missed it. That I wasn't like there when it happened. Yeah. That's so far. Bonanza is such a joyful game, bro. I love Bonanza, goddamn. Ziggy, what's up, man? That's all Alan ever talks about. Oh my god. Does it also bother you how it's not Son Goku in US under demo? Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, no. I've gotten used to just saying Goku for some reason. I just kind of picked it up naturally. For those who don't know, in the German dub, they basically never refer to him as just Goku. They always say Son Goku. And I'm kind of guessing in English it would just sound like it's the connotation with son, like the German, the English word son, like the father son. I think that just made it too weird, and that's why I had to drop it. Kind of makes sense. Season 3 was generational, bro. Ignore the algorithms. Damn, genuinely one of the most wild Shonen Jump adaptations. What the hell? Why did I not see it in the algorithm at all? That's crazy. Am I the only one who felt that? Am I the only one who felt that season 2, everybody was talking about it, like, non-stop, and I heard zilch about season 3. I don't know what's going on there. This is very German. This is very German.
So please.
Justified crash out.
Alice Minda, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. GK, what's up, man? People try too hard to sound Japanese, say Sango. So you have to understand, in the, like I said, in the German dub, that's just how he was referred to. Yeah. I guess if you grew up with the American dub and you say Son Goku, then I'm like, okay, what's going on there? What do I miss about Yakuza? We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Guys, do you have any topics that you want me to cover? I don't know. Like I said at the start of the stream, I didn't really prepare that much. It's gonna be chill, nice little chill stream. Not doing too much. I kind of want to talk about the state of Marvel Tokon. But my last Tokon video did kind of horrible. I will say, CEO was very fun to follow. It's very fun to see that the game is like clearly. I mean, obviously, it just came out, right? I just feel like with ArcSys now, you would expect the game to be like extremely soft one weekend, and with Tokon, that's just so far from being the case. And like, it's especially interesting because like I watched Sonic Fox vs. Elephant, for example, and they're tagging, you know, they be tagging, right? And I'm not tagging at all, and still they're dropping all their stuff. They're not tagging as much as they could. They're definitely not effective with every character yet. So what I'm trying to say with that is like the left and Sonic Fox level, that's like so far away still for most players that play the game. And even they have a very obvious kind of level of untapped potential. I don't know, it makes me very, very excited for the future of the game. Now, obviously, the biggest thing about CEO was I'm ready for people to just acknowledge CEO as the new Evo. Honestly, I think that would be a good good turn of events, because freaking Saudi Arabia. Okay, the best thing that happened to CEO was the Cody HBox situation. Actually, maybe let me wait. Cody Schwab. If CEO is the new Evo, then your money's still. Oh, is that true, Jenny? Oh my god, no fucking way. Oh, you're joking, dude. Did you watch the Honda Civic 1999? What the fuck? No. I think I started my Sopranos rewatch and then JJK season 3 didn't interest me. Huh. Jabali. Oh my god. Okay, y'all. Just for those who haven't seen it, it is insanely funny, so we gotta wait. I mean, it went pretty viral on Twitter. I'd be surprised if y'all didn't see it. So oh my god. So okay, well, let's just watch.
There. Get Cody off of him in that situation. Back off stage, trying to stay safe. Something happened. Oh boy. I think they scared each other. I'm not sure. Oh no.
What happened?
No controller issue right now.
Do you hear him? You hear him say, "What are you doing?" So, God. Okay. As GK was like kind of implying, right? I mean, HBox, he's known for getting a little excited. So,
Keeping it good. Air there.
he gets into a sticky situation. Like, physically jumps out of his chair a little bit. Because he's just too excited.
In that situation.
And then Cody gets so flustered from that that he like...
Something happened. Oh boy.
The thing is, what he said is that, what he later said is that this move from HBox sent reverberations to his chair. The thing is, Cody was fucked up all weekend, right? He ate the Florida lettuce, was like puking and shitting himself all weekend. So, and like Cody, you know, he's like, Cody gets way too much shit. This is a Cody defense stream. We love Cody Schwab. But he has like, I don't know, a frail constitution. Is that maybe a way to say it? He just, he's always just a little awkward, a little silly with it, you know? But I guess this weekend was extra bad. So I guess I could kind of get it that he would be startled by this. But I love the idea that he's so startled
Get Cody off of him in that situation.
that he lets go of the controller and like entirely pauses and then has to take a couple seconds to like recuperate. And HBox, obviously we have the same idea, right? Where even the thing is, even if HBox in this moment understands that like, okay, he reacted this way from my mini sort of pop off, would it be that bad that you have to take like a big pause like that? So he's just as confused as we are. And I'm not the first person to say this. I'm not going to take credit for his observation. But
something happened. Oh boy.
He keeps just hitting him. He's like, can we just keep playing? Oh, that's so funny.
Oh no.
And
no controller issue right now.
He's like, what are you doing? Zane said this exact thing. I'm basically quoting him. This is not my observation, right? But he was like, bro, HBox hit him like the perfect amount of times for it to be funny. Had he hit him 3 times, it would have been like an asshole move. And like, if you think about it,
No. Oh boy.
if you think about it, if you know anything about Melee, HBox, he could have just rested him.
Scared
Like, he could have just taken the stock here.
each other? I'm not sure.
So he was doing like the most socially acceptable number of hits and nature of hits in that scenario. But yeah, that's what happened. Let's see. Oh my god. Nothing burger. The HBox is I love HBox. HBox gets also too much shit. Jen, you're allowed to be real. I'm giving you permission to be real. Bro felt a vibration in his ass and got scared. So at the end of the thing, Cody sort of asks, hey, can we do a reset? Can we redo the game? And obviously HBox says no. And most people agree that like this is not the type of scenario that would warrant a reset. And Cody took it in stride, right? He asked, he shot his shot. And then he was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just roll with it. And I guess that's a fine way to go. It's just such a weird, funny situation all around. A positional reset. I mean, they did the positional reset during the game, right? They did do that. It's like, it's funny every single time. Oh my god. So they're here, and then, okay, they're doing the positional reset. But then after that, they're still talking, right? I don't know the exact conversation, but I'm pretty sure they talked about potentially redoing the game. Yeah, the crab shit was crazy, bro. That was insane. To be fair, Cody's reaction is so unusual that HBox was probably like, bro, I know I have some motion, I keep playing. Exactly. I mean, I can sympathize, but if I had to shake off a crowd of people on my back rooting for the other guy. Sympathize with Cody? I'm a little confused, sorry. Melee is the only competitive game where funny shit like this happens almost as frequently as Pro Sport. I've won that set. I've had to shake off a crowd. Oh. Yeah. No, Jenny, that's basically the position that everybody took, right? Where, okay, we get it, but also it's not a reason to reset the game, you know? It's like kind of your B at that point. What's up, Sasha? Sasha, that is fucking valid. if I could quit the game, I mean, 2xKO has the system where if they detect, I don't know why fucking Torcon doesn't have it, dude. This is so embarrassing. If it detects that the connection is bad, it just lets you vote on canceling the match. I feel like that should be standard in fighting games. In fact, I would go so actually, nah. I mean, okay, if it's not a vote, then it's obviously abusable, so obviously not a good idea. I mean, Cody's up there, dude. Cody's fucking up there. Cody Schwab, man. Oh yeah, I mean that is a common thing, right? Where you have just CRTs on opposite sides. It's funny that like the thing is this type of scenario, it's just so weird and so unusual. I see what you mean that like, yeah, this type of scenario is why you would have a different setup. But I still feel like nobody would have seen that type of thing coming. HBox mocks the opponent way too much on a single setup. It's like a buffer. Chili, what's up, man? Isn't this kind of thing part and parcel for fighting games? Otherwise, you would just separate players into booths. Obviously, there's a line, but this is the fun of sitting. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? If HBox did like an intentional action to like maliciously distract Cody or whatever, it'd be different. But he didn't even touch him, you know? So I don't know. I think Cody, the thing is, Cody also gets it. I think at this point, Cody also got it. So, honestly, for how shitty Cody's weekend was, he got second, dude, and he reset the bracket from losers. Like, he did extremely fucking well, all things considered. Yeah. So I think he can be happy with his performance. Okay, that was fun to talk about. The thing is, yeah, I wanted to talk about Tokon. I don't really have anything super interesting to say about it. And the thing is, my last Tokon video did horrible, so I'm a little more selective with that. There was a King of the Hill sort of exhibition for Avatar where one of the players was 19 so it could be like 10 extremely strong players in a row with a Sokka before closely losing his house. This didn't spark any HBox Cody beef after the stupid ass HBox. The thing is, I know they're beefing. I don't know why. I didn't follow that too closely. And like low-key, Moki kind of an idiot. I'm saying it. Like every time I like have seen him talk, he's giving kind of dumbass vibes. Yeah. No more token content because it was probably yeah. Unfortunately. I guess real quick. So yesterday, it had been a little while since I streamed, so I kind of forgot to plug my main channel because I recently did this interview with Jake Steinberg. Jake Steinberg, blogger, writer, academic. He had this article recently called Deny Cheesing that was kind of controversial in my bubble, kind of polarizing. And I said it a couple times. I think the inclination is to just like do your little quote retweet, say it's stupid, say your little opinion, and then move on, right? And I feel like that's not productive. I feel like people don't want to be challenged in their views and they don't want to have a conversation and like actually move the discourse forward. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to set an example. I'm going to reach out to him. And he responded very quickly. He was very approachable, very available, very forthcoming. And the chat was awesome. Super smart guy. And I think we covered a lot of interesting ground. I didn't do too much fancy editing on this. I think there's a couple moments where I like put some gameplay in for reference, but I was a little lazy. Maybe I should have put more gameplay. But yeah, I think this is a really good conversation, and if you haven't seen it, please check it out. especially if you read the prior article and had some like preconceptions about it. I think this chat will challenge the preconceptions that you had about it. I think this will recontextualize a lot of things. So I recommend you watch that. The Moki beef. Moki got mad that HBox went for a handshake instead of a fist bump, then took to Twitter like, what the fuck? That sounds like something Moki would do. What the hell? Okay, man. That's so stupid. Just as I started the answer. I'll definitely play more Token on stream. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just not gonna do like a dedicated like little news video about it. Thank you, Zener. Arcade gamers have the deal. What's up? Have the mental energy to replay the same segment over and over, but not the energy to not use cheese. Bunch of fire. Dude, I just remember I watched one video of Moki by Moki where he's like, yeah, Z jump bad, button remapping bad, but also banning wobbling good, box fine, notches fine, and I think he did straight up say that, yeah, as the Melee community, we should just decide shit on vibes based on whether we like it or not. I'm like, bro, that you literally are such an idiot. I'm sorry. Is a take grab bag. Did you get this? Is why I was giggling earlier. I don't know if you were there for that yesterday, but I mentioned my homie Rex. He predicted this. It never existed. Oh. Never existed. The way Rex put it is that, okay, you have these outrage merchants on Twitter, and they experienced a big high for a while, for like, I want to say like a solid like 6-7 months, and now it's kind of died down. And when you talk to a lot of those guys, they will be very aggressive in telling you, okay, we have to be super strict with our definitions. We have to be very extreme. ZK, what's going on, man? We can't, we need to be strict about the types of games we like because we can't water down the discourse ball, all this fucking shit, right? And we need to be aggressive to get attention, to get the games made that we want, like all this insane stuff. And I think long term, people are just not going to take you seriously if you do that. And I think we're in that's setting in now. That sensation. Is there going to be part of the Came and Went award this year? Well, we all know Blader, Baka, and Mark are the same guy. That's crazy. Why do arcade heads use so much cleavage and there's no notes? I mean, bruh. I'm not even convinced that shit clicks that well. Yeah. To be fair, GK, again, it was Rex's take. I wouldn't take credit for that. Virtual Code, what's up? But I'm definitely, I feel like I've observed the change, yeah. See, the thing with, I mean, Celia already, she mentioned this a couple times, where she explicitly told Mark, hey, you need to be more openly liberal with your politics. Can I know what's going on, man? To like, because your videos attract chuds the way they're structured right now. And he was like, don't care. And the thing is, if you watch some of his videos more closely, you do get the sense, okay, it's very unlikely that he's a chud. Like a total fucking chud. At worst, he's like a little bit of centrist, but and like, I mean, I did notice his language is like very you're not very woke, right? He will he will always default when he's talking about like an unknown, like unspecified person. He will default to he, him pronouns instead of saying they, them, right? Which is like that's even grammatically, you could argue, not quite correct. But like it's not the type of thing where I would instantly say, "Oh my god, red flag," right? Yeah. And I also understand that Mark, he just had bad experiences with his work in the mainstream press. So I get that he has a chip on his shoulder a little bit, but like, I've said it a couple times. I mean, I did my whole video on, this is maybe a good segue. I did my little video where, I gave some friendly feedback to the Electric Underground. Unfortunately, making videos about more popular guys, like, that gets a bunch of clicks. Unfortunately, that does work. My most clicked video on this channel is the fucking Matthew Matos video. And this shit clicked better than both of my recent essays. Fucking YouTube, bro. Yeah. Now, the reason I'm segueing to this, again, I upload on this like pretty much every day. If you don't catch all of the streams, the most interesting shit lands here. So please check it out. I've gotten into the habit of like, I post a little comment at the start to get the conversation rolling. You know, I do all the algorithm bullshit. Goddamn. Okay, yeah. Subscribe to Tuesday at After Dark if you haven't. I need to hop on elevator action, dude. But this is pretty good, but not so good to make it your personality. Play Spelunky or K-Doors. Does it matter for game design talks? If we're thinking, see, okay, I'm not shy about my politics at all, right? I'm the guy at the dinner table who will make I have politics autism, right? I will make the conversation about politics and make it like really awkward for everybody. I will force everybody to listen to me. I'm that type of person, right? Because ultimately I understand that is just more important than freaking video games, right? And I feel like I'm not saying we have a moral responsibility to take like every opportunity. I feel like that would be putting like a big burden on people, right? I think as long as you're just not a fucking chud, it's good. However, I do think it's a good thing to use a platform to have a broader impact, right? If that's something you're able to do. Now that's looking at it very idealistically, right? On a more basic level, it is just the fact that Mark makes his content in kind of a chud-like way, you know? Is kind of undeniable. And do you really, I think just on a practical level, do you really want to attract that kind of audience, you know? Because again, if we're extrapolating this to like the arcade crowd in general, and how that's been developing, maybe the reason it's sort of coming and going, the reason it's sort of dying right now, or that the fatigue is setting in, is that you've courted an audience that is very shallow and very reactionary, right? For the most part. I don't know. Yeah, Rossi, that's kind of where I land. I didn't want to be too hard on that. I just wanted to say it as a little example. But see, how problematic is Best Guy Ever? He always gave me like sort of just edgelord kind of vibes. Yeah. When I said Arcade Bros never existed, I mean people overvalue how much space it. Yeah. Which is why I find it silly when people get upset over Blade or Bog or Mark Stakes. It's true. Hopefully the algo doesn't take you as a drama farmer now. Honestly, algorithm, just pick me up. Pick me up, however. I don't care. I mean, bro, at my sister's wedding the other day, well, not the other day, like a couple months ago, that was the first time in a while where met a lot of my extended family again, a lot of my uncles, and, you know, when you say chud uncles as a Muslim, story of my life. I totally get it. Oh my god. Confrontation is scary to most people, and they'd rather let reactionary tendencies pass. It should be challenged way more often like you are. Be careful what you wish for, man. If you're not, then signaling it could be read as calculated audience. Yep. Oh my, is that how that happens? Oh my god, bro. That's crazy. What the fuck? That is really gross. Trixie still puts out like the occasional banger. Yeah. Trixie's still very much worth following. Yeah, dude, I don't know if you can hear, but I've had the window open. The rain is kind of, yeah, yeah, it's very, very nice. They don't talk at all. Damn. Ooh. Okay, I have this freelance TV job that I mentioned a couple times, right? I get a couple shifts a month. It's not very sustainable, but you know, it is what it is. And one of the directors at that job is like this older gay dude, and he's like a total teddy bear, right? And the funniest thing about him is that he has like, I'm gonna say it. He has the gay voice, right? He's like very obviously gay, right? And that makes him like instantly very charming and very likable, you know? And the funniest thing is that he has like low-key still like conservative tendencies, you know? So for those who don't know, in Germany, we have gendered articles, and in general, nouns as well, the gender connotation is like very immediate and very explicit. Like if you use the German word for teachers, it implicitly, you know, it implies male teachers, right? Whereas in English, the same thing is not the case, right? I mean, in English, you have a word like actor and actress, but usually when you say actors, there's sort of an understanding that this could include like people of all genders, right? In German, it's not really the same. And there's been sort of a recent push to make the language like more inclusive, and to like, you know, we've come up with like a couple little things to tweak the language, and it causes so much fucking debate. Like people hate this shit. See, this is what it's called. So for my Americans, there's gonna be a lot of scary words here on screen right now. Don't panic, it's okay. And he was like, yeah, you know, this gay dude at my job. He's like, yeah, you know, I feel like these people are just a little too hysterical. You know, it's like a little too much. And then when we talked about like trans topics, I couldn't quite understand where he was going or like what his point was. He would be like, yeah, you know, it's crazy that like trans people, they can't get a passport that like represents their gender identity, right? Like Hunter Schafer was a good example. Hunter Schafer, when her passport got updated, it just said male, which is insane, right? And he was like sympathetic toward that, but then he was saying shit like, yeah, you know, people are like afraid that you know, a person with like a full beard and like whatever, and they identify as a woman, and then they use the woman's bathroom to like creep on women. Like, he was regurgitating those clearly insane conspiracy stereotypes that purely exist to like rally against trans people, right? And then I said that that's the case, right? I was like, okay, but you know that this is like a completely fictitious example that only exists to like rally against trans people. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, what was the point of what you were trying to say? I feel like I'm gonna be a German culture expert from this series. Honestly, fire. He's gray woke, yes, dude. Gray woke. And he was like, so apparently he has like a couple English speaking friends, but his English is like not amazing. And he was saying, yeah, he understands the concept of like the gender spectrum, so that there's non-binary people. And he was like, yeah, I gotta refer to them as they, them, but that's like so weird because like it's plural. How does that make sense? And then I explained to him like, well, it's a feature of the English language actually that you can say they, them to refer to a person whose gender you don't know, right? And then it's understood mechanically in the language that it is singular. And then he was like, okay, you're right, but it's like kind of confusing, yeah. Because this thing does not exist in German at all. Like when you refer to somebody unknown, you default to the male pronoun. Which like traditionally you do that in German. Which that brings us back to the English thing, right? Where in English, mechanically that exists, but like people don't use it because of fucking patriarchy. It's so funny. It's so funny, man. Deutsch X. They're agreeable to a fault. We have that too in the Filipino language. Sila siya can be general. Oh, cool. Almost said my uncle because of a racist joke a couple months ago. Fire. I personally think it's good that there are spaces for chuds, rightos, wokies, libs, commies, or whatever to come together on a thing they like. And there's no unnecessary gatekeeping, excluding, or dividing. Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, this is a common thing that happens on platforms like Twitter, right? I made a lot of acquaintances on Twitter pretty quickly because of shared interests. And then slowly I would realize, oh, wait, this person is like, they have some conservative tendencies or like anti-woke tendencies, right? Because like, the thing is, a lot of those anti-woke like Gamergate guys, all they care about really is like titties and video games. That's it. And they don't really have any political understanding or education at all, right? They're just conservative in this one aspect. But then that sort of bleeds into their output overall. And if I'm in a situation, like let's say I bond with a person over Devil May Cry, and then vagina bone get. I bond with them over Devil May Cry, and then slowly I realize, oh wait, they're kinda a chud. Like, I'm not gonna say it was bad that we came together over this shared interest, but clearly their shared interest only does so much, right? It's a relatively shallow thing at the end of the day, right? And I'm not saying you need to like convert that person necessarily. That's not your responsibility. But I don't know. Like, oh god, dude, I'm going off the deep end, right? But one phrase that I really like from Hassan that he drops like every now and again is like, yeah, I want Nazis to have healthcare too, right? I want the racist people in the South to have healthcare as well. And that's something I also believe, right? That you're arguing for everybody's benefit when you're arguing for like improved social security, right? Or a more social democracy. And that, like, a lot of racist people, they don't realize that they're arguing against their own interests, right? When they vote for the Republican Party, for example. Or, in our case, in Germany, for the AfD, right? They don't realize that they're fucking themselves in the long run. And to some extent, you do have to build a coalition and look past, like, identity politics and smaller disagreements to reach the bigger picture, right? I think that's good, but ultimately, really, if you think about it super idealistically, we would want a society where those so antisocial tendencies, I should switch to the cam because, like, I'm not talking about fucking Yakuza. Those antisocial tendencies don't exist anymore, right? And obviously through a process of just generational change, presumably that will happen inevitably, right? Like, to be fair, a lot of young people do lean right, but I want to say the trend is younger generations get more and more progressive, right? I'm just fucking yapping, dude. Okay, let me catch up with the chat. According to their bigger logic, male-looking higher testosterone trans men should go to the women's bathroom because it is their birth sex, right? They should be fine with it according to the logic, but I want to bet they aren't. Yeah, I mean, see, Sasha, that is a common gotcha that you can use against conservatives, right? Where it's like you show somebody, I'm gonna say the word, a passing trans man, right? I hope that's not offensive if I say that, but, like, I think y'all understand what I mean. You hold the picture up, you're like, hey, should this person go to the women's bathroom? And they're like, of course not, right? And they're like, I'm like, well, they were born a woman. That is a good gotcha, right? It's fucking stupid. And, I mean, I will say, in our university, on our campus, all the bathrooms are all gender bathrooms. And it's fine, you know, and they're like stalls only. No fucking, what do you call them in English? The ones where you stand and you're peeing. You know what I mean. I don't want to say the wrong word. Urinals. Thank you. Oh my god, I'm such a fucking germoid. Yeah, no urinals, only stalls. And it's fine, you know, like, everybody, it's like a little weird at first, right? That, like, my art teacher, that she walks into me when I'm trying to take a piss. But it's okay, you know? We all get used to it. And then see the guy I was talking about earlier, right? The director guy. He was like, yeah, we have at this other TV station that I also worked at, we have this, like, all gender bathroom. And one of my colleagues was like, yeah, I would never use it. Cause, like, what if a woman sees me there and then she accuses me of, like, indecent conduct or something, and I can't prove my innocence. And I'm like, you're just making up scenarios because you hate women. Oh my god, bro. It's so stupid. Manly ass language, so fucking true. Oops. So fucking true, dude. Okay. Nandos, what's going on, man? Why is all this gay shit on my screen? Saying you don't want to be friends with some chuds doesn't drastically diminish your potential to make contact. Yeah, exactly. That's political IQ right there. Everyone got human rights, even... That's crazy. Okay, guys, do we want to talk about prison reform? See, that's actually... Okay, I don't want to go too deep into this, right? But this is something I wrestle with constantly, right? Because prisons, especially in America, You know, it's just modern slavery, right? And the idea of taking somebody's freedom away, and like the idea of punishment as a concept, not something I'm into, right? Something I'm ideologically opposed to. However, I do see, like the vast majority of people who are in prisons, they probably should not be in prisons, right? There should have been systems in place to guide them toward a better path in life that weren't in place, right? But like ultimately, I mean, you're gonna have like sex traffickers and like just evil fucking people. And I guess those you gotta keep away from society. So can you abolish prisons for good? I don't know. This is an anti-woke take? I'm not sure. Zia, do you listen to Chapo Trapos? No, but I mean, do they still do Chapo Trapos? Wait, fuck. I got Chapo Trapos confused with Comtown for a second. I don't listen to either though. But I've seen segments. It seemed pretty fun. It seemed pretty good. You have pinned a really woke post to stop them from following you. Yeah. Stormy Soup, what's going on? Gamers who voted for Trump and are facing the consequences of price increases entirely. Yep. I mean, it's even crazier than that, dude. Like, it gets to the point of you had, immigrants vote for Trump, and then ICE came and detained their family members, and deported them. Like, that's a common enough story to be, I think, notable. You know, it is crazy, bro. Bobstead is something I generally believe in, right? Like, I definitely run into people who, you know, they're a little older, they're not educated on certain issues, and then I can use my head and realize, okay, this is not a bad person. I just need to, like, cautiously, like, introduce them to the subject, maybe. And maybe it's even fine if they, like, don't use the correct pronouns every time, you know? Maybe it's fine if they never learn it, right? As long as they're a good person overall. Ugh. Destiny used to say that trans men are the biggest gotcha against... Yeah. I like that you preface it with the I know. See, that is the German word. And I didn't want to say that word. I didn't want to embarrass myself, so... See, I mean, I learned in America that sit pissing, not common. People will look at men will look at a perfectly functioning toilet and not sit down. And the least you could do is A, aim, and B, clean up if you fail to aim. And guess fucking what, my roommate... Oh my god. My roommate did not do either of those things. Okay, can I say something really fucking bad? Can I say something really fucking bad? Oh my god. No, I can't. No, I'm not gonna say it. Fuck, see, now everyone's gonna be curious because I hinted at it. Okay. Oh my god. No, I don't want to... I feel like I've told this story before. God. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my god. But I feel like now I've made y'all too curious. God damn it. Okay, so I was in Chicago. I was in the car with Joey and formerly Vaughn recently changed his name to Jean-Luc. Which my girlfriend makes fun of him for every single day. The fucking goat, the legend, right? He was driving. I told both of them the story. About my roommate, right? Who doesn't aim and who doesn't clean up after himself. And you know what this motherfucker asked? Well, you know what the first thing is that he asked? He asked me, was he white? And then I paused. I did a really long pause. I was like, fuck, what do I say? I paused, and it got really uncomfortable. I was like, no, he was black. And everybody started laughing. Everyone thought it was insanely funny. But, yeah. I have no opinions on this. Like, this doesn't matter to me. I don't know. Timmy, if you're watching this, I appreciate you, but you were not a good roommate. Oh my god, bro. America's found on the illusion of free will. Yeah. I will say, I mean, Yulia, my girlfriend, she grew up in Russia, right? And, I mean, the election's been rigged for 20 years. It is kind of crazy. Cancellation inbound. Americans love shooting, that's why I prefer the challenge of aiming when we pee. That's crazy. I sit pissed every single time. I mean, I do it just in my... See, at home, definitely sit piss. At somebody else's home, definitely sit piss. In public, if it's fucking dirty, okay. You have my permission to stand up. You have my permission to stand up. In any other context, I don't understand it. And everybody was making fun of me for it. All my Americans. In such a situation, just start with some random emotes. Yeah. Okay, y'all. I hope I was not racially insensitive today. Oh, God. Okay, I'll get some water, and then I'll do my news segment. I'll run a Twitch ad real quick right now, and then we'll do the thing. If you don't want to see the ads, consider becoming a Twitch subscriber, or just watch on YouTube. You can have both windows open. Peeing standing up with the seat down is just break the targets. That's crazy. Sit pissing is healthier for the prostate, and he went, ain't no way I'm ever doing that. That's some made up shit, but he eventually saw it. That's crazy. Sasha, I hope not. Let me check out the stream. I just want to say, so my assumption was this is inspired by Jean-Luc Godard, who is a very famous French director. Okay, seems fine, yeah. I sort of mentioned it to him, and I think that is the reason he did the name change, which is like low-key fire. Oh my god. Uncouth, is that how you say that? Uncouth question about German toilets. Ask away, friend. Then you find out he sits every time. Shut the fuck up. I got new buttons from a Game Boy Color. Fire. I'm soulless. Ugh. Oh, you guys got a good shot of my armpit. Is that poop shelf thing real? Oh, it is. It certainly is. It's not, I think it depends on where you are in Germany, how common it is. I want to say in West Germany, not that common. But they certainly exist. Ugh. And low-key, it's convenient. It's... Okay, wait. I love that the first suggestion was poop shelf. This. When you shit, your poop lands here. Instead of straight in the water, right? Obviously, a regular toilet. I mean, it just happens. In a regular toilet, right? Because of the way it's shaped. Wait. What? Yeah, because of the way it's shaped, it will just land straight in the water, right? The purpose of the poop shelf is so that it doesn't land inside the water and causes a splash in the process. God, dude, grammar. The purpose of it is that it doesn't land in the water and cause a splash in the process. And I think that's actually a good thing. Obviously, having poop so close to my ass, just sitting there, not that great of a feeling either. But I hate the feeling of like the water splashing against my ass, right? Now I will say some I think most toilets here, and this is like the one we have kind of, are sort of hybrids where, I mean, we just saw the American toilet and it was like just a big fucking bucket of water, right? I mean, yeah. I think we here have sort of a hybrid toilet where, okay, it is slanted down, but it takes, like, your poop is most likely gonna land on the thing before it lands in the water. It's gonna slide down, right? You ever use a Turkish toilet? No. Oh, I know this one from JoJo. What's the difference between the splash and the bidet, though? Well, the splash is caused by the weight of my own poop inside, like, water that I pee and shit in every day. You know? I know it's just water, but I don't know. Dude. Oh, God, I want, like, a nice-ass bidet. That would be so sick. Just like that's like warm and stuff. It'd be so nice. I don't have it, unfortunately. I mean, right now I just use those like I use like wet toilet paper. Yeah. Okay. I have a basic one on my new place and it was great. Nice. Just dug it out with the bidet hooked straight up to the plumbing. None of that warming shit. They're definitely not standard. Like, and like most people, I've mentioned this before, but most people like rent in Germany. And, like landlords are very annoying about modifying, or about you modifying your shit. Yeah, so. Jenny, I was about to say, I'm soulless because this is what I use. Isn't it fucking beautiful, though? I mean, it is very apple-coated. I can understand the sentiment that this is soulless. But I think it's beautiful. Especially the white one. My wife has an Allen pocket. Fire. I know Ludwig had like his own bidet, right? I sent you an image. Oh, that's wonderful. Jenny, am I allowed to show it to the class? That's wonderful. That does look great. It's a modified screen as well, right? Because backflip. Fire. Fire. However, you are playing Pokemon. Okay, y'all. Let's get into the news. I think it's time. I'll have to play some Pokemon soon. For those who don't know, I do a German podcast. And we just reached our funding goal for a little show where I'll play Pokemon Gen 1. And I'm guessing... I mean, there was a period where I streamed in German for a little bit. But I decided, okay, it's just not... it's not a great use of my time. I should focus on one stream. So maybe I'll do the Pokemon streams in English. I don't know. But I feel like it's so frustrating because I feel like that shit does click well. With the German audience. So I don't know. Anyway. I don't know exactly at ZK. I think we did sort of decide I will play this mod called Shin Pokemon Red, which is sort of a bug fix, quality of life mod that doesn't like change the game too much. And then maybe I'll do like the hard mode or whatever. We kind of talked about it. Right now we're leaning this way. We're leaning that I'm gonna play this version. Winds and Waves. You know what? It does look kind of good. Yeah, Crystal is Gen 2. The thing is, I actually beat Gen 2 and Gen 3. I grew up with those. I'm not a total Pokemon newcomer. I just happen to never play through the Kanto gen, which is very weird. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do that. Okay, let's do some news and then we'll play some Truxton Extreme. Hello, YouTube. Say hello, YouTube, in the chat if you want to be in the video. Guys, I am the greatest Yakuza fan in the world. You all know this. I love RPGs. I love leveling up. I love side quests. I love exploring. I love cutscenes. I love following stories, you know? It's my shit. And oops, I'm such a big Yakuza fan that I imported 2 Yakuza games from Japan. Oh my god, can you believe that? I have owned these for a while. These are Ryuga Gotoku Kenzan and Ryuga Gotoku Ishin, respectively. If you're a Yakuza fan, you'll know that these were, for a long time, / never localized. So Ishin recently got a sort of remake. We'll talk about that in a second. But now, finally, Kenzan is getting fan translated. And I've been following this. I don't see. The weird thing is, hang on. Yakuza Kenzan Tumblr. Is this the same guy? I don't know. Like, this guy had been posting for years about this thing. And hang on, oh my god, oh my fucking god. I don't want to sign it. I just want to see when this post was made. Hang on. Oh my god. Am I really gonna do this shit right now? Okay, no. See, I can't tell. What the fuck? I can't tell if this project is the same thing as this one that was revealed 2 days ago. But it seems like the fan translation of this is very, very close. This specific patch that they're advertising here is very close. It will come out very soon. And there's a game facts thread that they've been posting in for a year. And yeah, you're gonna be able to play this with a real disc, apparently, on a real PS3 with a fan patch. Presumably if your console is modded. And that's probably how I'm gonna do it. And I think like the novelty of streaming that, I think would be pretty sick from a real PS3. I'm very excited to do that. Now, to explain my relationship with Yakuza a little bit, I got into the series around the time that Yakuza 5 came out in the West. I became aware of Yakuza sort of, I want to say mostly in the PS3 era with Yakuza 3. I think I sort of vaguely had heard about Yakuza 1 and 2 on the PS2. The thing about it is that when Yakuza 3 and 4 came out, nobody... I mean, now Yakuza is like a total known quantity, right? I don't need to introduce y'all to it at all. But back when I first learned about the series, people didn't really understand how to talk about it. And, you know, this video by Hybrid Hero, I remember in my bubble was like this insanely nice introduction to the series. Where it just explained the appeal of it and the facets and like all the fucking games that existed. And he makes a big deal to also talk about the Japan exclusive games. I'll talk about that in a second, but to wrap up my story a little bit, I decided, hey, I'm gonna catch up with the series before 5 comes out. I played through 1 through 4 before 5 dropped in the West. Which was a pretty memorable way to play it. It was a pretty memorable fucking marathon, and it meshed very well with the appeal of the series in general. I think so much of the appeal is like seeing the iterative change and seeing the same environment kind of over and over again. Through like the passage of time. And the way that then culminated with 5 was really sick for me. Now, I had sort of, you know, I had my favorites. I had, like, ups and downs with individual games, blah, blah, blah. But overall, I was fucking with it. And then, honestly, Yakuza 0 was kind of the first real disappointment I had with the series. Which is going to sound weird for a lot of y'all, because obviously 0 is a big fucking fan favorite. And it's the game that most people got into the series with.
I'm gonna buy the entire Earth and be king.
Youngo, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome to the board. I just thought 0 had so many pacing issues and so much like RPG cruft to it. That really soured the experience for me. And honestly, I mean, 6 for me was a pretty great conclusion. And then after that, I was done. I have not been very interested in any other games since. Now, Stranger Than Heaven, that's a whole topic to itself. Obviously, I did a video on the Yet After Our channel about that. How I feel about all of that. You can check that out. If you want. But yeah, these 2 Japan exclusive games though. There's more Japan exclusive games, but like you know, specifically these like 2 home console ones that take this like samurai approach, they have always been these like very mysterious blind spots. Because again, neither of them was like officially translated for a long time, and guess what? Kenzan is still. The chance of that being translated officially is pretty fucking low. Best case, I mean, quote unquote, best case scenario would be they do another like sort of Kiwami remake of this one, and then translate that. However, I also don't think that's gonna happen either, because they would actually have to put work in for that. Because they can't really, because this is such a original, distinct game, right? So they can't really reuse assets from the urban Yakuza games at all. So really, this PS3 patch, this is gonna be probably the main way to play this, right? Now about Ishin, some of you in chat already mentioned this, but like Ishin was the second sort of samurai period game, whatever, and it was on the PS3, PS4. And, you know, Hyperbit Hero, in this video, he really gasses it up. He said it was super fucking awesome, and honestly, it seemed very cool to me, just from looking at it. And like I said, I fucked around with it. I have it right here. Yeah, the Asian copy. Asian version. However, this one actually did get a full Unreal Engine remake that was translated into English. And the crazy thing is that, I mean, you know, fucking Ryuga Gotoku Studio, their whole approach to remakes, and I mean, obviously people are not very hot on them right now. People are not very keen on this developer right now. And a lot of it is sort of their approach to remakes. And the issue with this game is that I think for us Westoids, it's been really hard to figure out, okay, is this game bad or is this remake bad? We can't really compare it to the original because it wasn't available in the West. And that's why I'm curious about you all, if y'all can maybe fill me in. I'm sure some of y'all in the chat have played it. I'm gonna look at Backlogged in a second to like look at some impressions as well. Now what y'all might not know is that this game also got a patch. Not this remake, but the original. You can now play the PS3 version of Yakuza Ishin with the script of the remake's localized version. So somebody took the script from this version and put it in the PS3 game and can play it like this. And I think there is motion toward porting this to the PS4 as well. Porting this patch to the PS4. I think PS4 is a little harder because like it's also a harder console to like hack and stuff. But this would be like the god way to play it probably. And that's something I have a hacked PS4 as well. So if that ever happens, dude, that'd be sick. I'd be fucking down for that. Okay. I wanna know now what y'all think. Let me just run some gameplay of. Jenny says, there's one person I know who could fill you in. Are you that person, Jenny? Yeah, I heard the remake made changes to the bouncing and the card system. That suck. Kiwami 3 was so fucked up. Ishin is one of his favorite Yakuza. Damn, okay. Oh, this. Oh, yeah. Okay. Has this played the remake, though? That's what I want to know. I think it's cool that Kenzone's getting fan translated, but after my experience with Ishin, I don't see myself playing it. Damn. See, the thing is, for me, I'm so done with Yakuza, kind of. But there is a part of me that was always so curious about these two games. And I think I need to just rip the band-aid off, you know? Okay. Are you going to play Ishin's remake with Nyaners the V? What the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, the RPG shit, the turn-based shit, I have not played it. I mean, I played a little bit of 7. I thought it was, like, fine. I was kind of intrigued by the story, but... What if they make a new Spike Up, but you find the entire Yakuza Pirates game and that's fire? You can tell how good YouTube was back in the day because this video, which was very popular, hasn't even gotten 500,000 views. That's crazy. GK sees Yakuza and leaves the stream. Oh my god. I sort of get it, but I feel like with Pokemon, I kind of wanted to maximize my chance of actually enjoying it. Hot Pocket, what's up, man? Is Yakuza still a thing in 2026? Unfortunately. Tekken style, but oh yeah, that is what they're doing. Stranger Time, yeah. I might play it at Gamescom. We'll see. When I'm in a washed competition, and my opponent is RGG. Okay, guys, let's look at Backlogged. I want to see what people say about this fucking remake. I need somebody to get into how this game compares to the original. IMO, the remake is worse because combat is way worse. You have 4 styles, but one is ridiculously weak, and one is just spam this button. They also neutered all the styles and incentivized using trooper cards. So if you want to play a historical game without magic, good luck because now you're handicapped. Pretty weak ending, although this isn't a problem with the remake, but Ishin in general as a whole, I did enjoy the story though. Grinding is so much worse in the remake. Uh-oh. The original wasn't one of the best RGGs. Wasn't one of RGG's best to begin with, so Kiwami didn't, and honestly couldn't add much more. Damn. The thing is, I don't know. Is it like just the import mystique? Because people were gassing the original like crazy back in the day, and now it's like, who cares? Like, did the remake just retroactively ruin the reputation, or was it actually never that good? My grandpa was dying, but I took him to RGG studio, so that's crazy. Import mystique. Dude, I'm a sucker for import mystique. You know, you can catch me with that. Let's see. I haven't played original. Okay, then shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm not a sucker, I'm a waiter. Huh. I don't know. I've been burned by a fan of importing a game and saying it's the best thing. It was Type 0. This is a general statement. People had worse game tapes in the 2010s, and now it's so fucking true. Dude, Type 0 got done dirty by the HD version. Every Tales, that's crazy. I agree with you. Something about the PS3 games, they just had a grit to them that I really liked. PS3 was like too cartoony for me. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't have more to say on this, to be honest with you. But I think this is something when it comes out, I will try to stream it, and maybe OG Ishin on the PS3 as well if I have to. Dude, the thing is, 2015 Ziad was like, yeah, Type 0 is the shit. Yeah, Type 0 is the shit. And the PSP version is kind of, I mean, it has something to it. It has something kind of cool about it. I kind of do want to re-explore that. I do respect a lot of what that game kind of does artistically. I'm just not sure if it would hold up to modern Ziad and his fucking weird little brain. See, the thing is, if you just blow this up to a big TV, like, obviously it would look chunky, but I think that's fine. Yeah. I've seen this game run. I need to, you know what? I haven't done this specific game in a while. I have a nice PSP setup where I can like capture it and stream it and stuff. I think this looks great. I would play it like this, you know? I've talked about this before, but I tend to prefer games at their original resolution. I hate the HD up-res bullshit. I feel like it kind of mangles the art. But then with this game specifically, they just fucked up the art in general. They'd completely changed the look of the game. It is kind of nuts. Oh yeah, I think they did change the motion blur at some point, but god, dude, bro, aura versus no aura. Oh my god, this is so dire. Look at this, bro. Ugh. Oh my god, no. What did they do to my boy? What did they do to my boy? Dude, especially, one thing I noticed is the camera zoom in on the PSP. That shit looked so cool. Oh my god. Oh, why would you do this? Look how fucking atmospheric this looked. God damn, bro. Like, I really wonder, how would the average person... Here's the thing, right? I actually got some interesting comments on my Star Fox video. Because I played it with like raw pixels. Just nicely upscaled and then high frame rate, right? I wonder, how would people feel if more games came out like this? Like with all the jagged edges and like the little aliasing issues, you know? The low res bullshit. I feel like this just looks better than, okay, we're making everything fucking high res. And I feel like most publishers are afraid to try this. I feel like people don't know that this is what their games could look like and that they would like it probably, you know? That's sort of my suspicion. Am I crazy? Episode Dusky was like kind of vibes. Yeah, the HD 2D style never worked for me. There's just so many weird little issues about it. I think having official proper scaling at high FPS could be a big deal. F099 looks kind of... Yeah. I don't know, man. Dude, I'm such a fucking incest lord, just watching my own videos all the time and sucking my own cock off. Okay, let's cut it here. Yeah, I agree with you, Pocket. Okay, here's the thing about HD2D. What's the most recent one? Fucking the Misadventures of Elliot. Or is it The Adventures of Elliot? Yeah. Dragon Quest 3. Okay, this looks horrible. Like, I'm sorry, but like, just make it aliased. Why is it so clean? But like, it's clean, but then you have the lower textures. It doesn't make any sense. And like, obviously, like the fidelity of the character also doesn't match the world at all. You know? I don't know, dude. See, it's also, I think the thing that always threw me is that I can just tell that this is like a flat 3D model that you put a scaled texture on top, right? It's not really, because it doesn't really behave the same way as Sprite would behave in a 3D world, kind of. Like, if you look at, for example, Xenogears, right? Let's see. Dylan, what's up, man? Wait, oh, dude, stop with the fucking scan lines, bro. Wait. Okay, 10-minute gameplay. I like this channel. They tend to like upload pretty solid footage. Oh, what the hell? See, look at this. This looks good to me. God, wait. I just want some running around. My God. Hang on. Does the PS... I guess PS3 is fine. Dude, yeah, this looks way cooler. It has a diorama look, which I think could work if you were playing into that more. Yeah. I feel like there's a pressure to arbitrarily scale graphics up in tandem with hardware requirements. Yeah, hardware advancements. What bothers me is the most is the constant screen effects and blurring. It looks like oil on the screen. Xenogears really just tried to output the best graphics it could with the hardware. Nowadays, the mentality is how can we make something retro while charging $20 more? Fantasian. I feel like people who like HD2 are nostalgic for beats among those Xenogears. Yeah. The thing with Fantasian is that I think the look probably made more sense on an iPhone. I feel like they did all the assets for iPhone. And then when they re-release it, kind of... Like, it looks just too low res, I think. Yeah, bro, I don't know. No, this doesn't work. This does not fucking work, dude. Like, so for those who don't know this game, they built actual physical models of the backgrounds of the towns. And then... and then photographed them, and then those were the backgrounds for... Okay, PS5 Pro, you can't get better than that, right? They photograph that, and then those photos are the backgrounds that they use. This looks bad. I'm sorry, this looks bad. Like, number one, it's clearly low res still. And number two, like, you can tell they put, like, little noise textures on top, and, like, they raise the saturation here to make it pop a little bit, and I don't know, bro. Like, especially because there's no layering effect as well. Like, clearly this little tower here should be sort of set apart from the background, but there's no three-dimensionality to it. And, like, to me, that's very off-putting when the characters are, like, 3D things on top of it. I don't know, it doesn't... And, like, how does this scene make any sense? Like, these characters are on the bridge, and you have these floating enemies, and they don't have... Like, the shadows don't really seem consistent at all, you know? It looks bad. I'm sorry, I have to be a hater on this one. I have to be a hater on this one. Bro, if the resolution wasn't so insanely low of the photos, like, I don't know, bro. I kind of like the fact that, like, all the contours and, like, edges of things are a little funky. I kind of like that about it, but I think what will make it work is, like, number one, you need just some movement in the background. The least you could do is, like, put, like, a noise texture that, like, moves or something, right? And then the characters need to just match the background better, right? You could just make the characters a lower res or put some shading on them. I don't know. I don't think this looks good at all. Especially with a lot of these shots, I'm just asking, where are the shadows, you know? Like, everything, for some weird reason, it looks, like, really weirdly flat. I don't know, dude. Sorry, I'm hating. Jenny, I know I just broke your heart. I think something that I generally lean toward with regards to HD2D is largely the lack of production costs for a lot of the games. I think it makes for an efficient way for developers to lean to define styles similar to Pixar without fully committing. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. The thing is, the games that come out of that, though, they do give factory and we made this really quickly. A little bit, in my opinion. I think that's also, dude, you know, I don't know. I think this is, see, the resolutions are just clearly mismatched because this background is way higher quality than the other ones that we looked at. I see what you mean by inflating production value. That does make sense, kind of. The thing is, it's inflating the production value without inflating the production costs, I guess. Yeah, what I was trying to say here is, like, clearly this background is, like, way higher res than, like, most of the ones that we saw before. But then also, okay, these bottles are very blurry. And then these ones are kind of sharp. And I don't think it's because of depth of field or whatever. Because that doesn't really make any sense. Right? I don't know, dude. That's very odd. Yeah, especially when we talk about, like, remakes and stuff, right? I'm like, okay, do we really want to slap one generic style onto all these different games? It feels, it's a little problematic, I think. If you're doing this type of thing with high res, I think you're just gonna have to make it hyper stylized, like the Jack King Spooner games, etc. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up to take though. Yeah. Especially, can we talk about how bad the UI looks? like, what is this? Look at the shadow under the font. This is like if in Photoshop I do the default shadow setting. This is literally what that looks like. The default drop shadow. Now the thing I want to say about production real quick is that what does making games cheaper mean? It could mean two things. Either make them faster, or we use less people to make them, right? If we have fewer people making the games, that doesn't solve our problems, right? Because, like, what we actually want is, well, everybody that wants to work in the games industry, they should have a job, right? Clearly under the current system, that will not happen. Like, the industry will become smaller. I think that is an inevitable reality that we just have to start facing, you know? That's one thing. The other thing is, okay, making games faster will reduce the production cost. The question then is, are you getting the same amount of profit that you would if you spend longer on the game? Right? And I think a lot of publishers, they're making the calculus and they're deciding, well, it is more worth it to make more expensive games, you know? It is more worth it. And like, see, I think the question that we kind of tend to ask ourselves is like, okay, would it fix the industry if we took all the resources we have right now and we just spread them across many smaller games instead of a few big ones? And the answer to that is, I don't know. But like, I think we can all say it's not the obvious fix to the problems of the industry, right? It's not the obvious fix. It could, like, it has a lot of its own issues, right? It could cannibalize game releases. It's not exactly, right? We already understand. We already have the data to see that, like, people don't buy that many games in a year, you know? The market is already too big. There's already too much choice. So, I don't know. The real things that can't feasibly happen is A, better workers' rights, fair distribution of wages, right? Or of profits or whatever. And also the industry gets smaller. That's it. Those are the three fucking possible responses, right? To what's happening right now. There's really, like, I think the system and the way we make games is broken, right? I've said this to a couple people as well. Like, I think Intergalactic is a really great sort of case study, probably. I'm willing to bet that after Intergalactic drops, Naughty Dog will never make a game of that size again. They will rapidly downsize, probably. Or drastically downsize, I should say. I'm pretty sure. That's the sense I'm getting. I think that will be like a wake-up call, yeah. I think the other thing too is that we're talking about this relative to Square Enix, who by and large has been making the middleware title, and they've not been seeing a return on investment other than general fantasy. Yeah. Maybe I could spool this out into a video. This was like kind of a nice conversation. Okay, guys. Bro, it's midnight. Naughty Dog will never make a game again. Yeah, DL, that's also it. Like, The Last of Us 2 was clearly significantly more resource intensive than Last of Us 1, and it did not do the same thing for Sony or Naughty Dog that Last of Us 1 did. Like, not even close. I think that's undeniable at this point. And I think the way we make games is definitely broken. I think that does have to change as well. But also, I don't necessarily think that stuff like Octopath Traveler is like, oh, this is the example for how to do it. I think the Nintendo model and the Capcom model, honestly, is what we should do, right? And I have my critiques of Capcom games, and I have my critiques of Nintendo games. But clearly, it's like, okay, every single game, we're giving it what it needs, and it's like a creative, fresh idea, you know? And we have a diverse lineup. Seems good to me. Both. I'm thinking both. Like, I'm sorry, at this point, do we really see Intergalactic? It's not gonna do Last of Us numbers. It's just not. It won't. I don't see it. And, it's definitely already much more expensive than Last of Us. I'm telling you. This is crazy reductive in my own elitist corny opinion, but the core problem is that the games that are coming out of the studio model are sort of just bad, boring, full stop, even with budget. Yeah. I mean, look at fucking... The thing is, the Overton window has just really shifted, you know? Has really fucking shifted, because look at fucking Wolverine. Making fun of Wolverine is mainstream now. It is mainstream to look at it and think it looks fucking stupid and boring, you know? I think when... And really, the game is not any different than Spider-Man, for example, right? Which was 7 years ago. It feels like these studios are just so on autopilot, you know? It feels like they're on autopilot. It feels like they're making all these decisions because that's just what you do, you know? You just gotta make a game that looks like this. You just gotta make a game that has this level of magnetism. You just gotta make a game that has like a hub world. You gotta make a game that has big, expensive motion capture cutscenes. Like, they cannot conceive of a different way to approach it. Jenny, the thing about Wolverine, I think Wolverine is a little bit of a wild card because it could still be just pure IP strength, you know, that gives it the push that it needs. It's crazy though that I think Spider-Man 2 did fine, right? Spider-Man 2 did fine, but relative to how expensive it was, I also don't feel like it was the same level of success that the first Spider-Man was, the first God of War reboot was, Horizon was, you know? Like, that era of Sony, I mean, I don't like those games, but Sony were untouchable in terms of sales, right? And, I don't know, the increase in scale in terms of production just has not... The market has not caught up with that. Yeah. Yeah, I know, dude. And like, look at Brand New Day. Complete phenomenon. The movie of the summer. Everybody's talking about it. Blah, blah, blah. Probably costs a fraction of the Spider-Man 2 game, right? That's way more niche. You know, I will say Wolverine, at the very least, it has hitboxes. Acid boxes. But it's hard to see the appeal right now. They're in California. I think they're in SoCal. A lot of strawberry jam, yeah, so true. I think the ultimate issue, right? the ultimate issue is even if we say, okay, every developer shift to the Capcom model, shift to the Nintendo model, shift to the Expedition 33 model, I don't think there's enough room in the market for all those games. I think the industry's just gonna get smaller. I think a lot of people who are losing their jobs right now, they're just gonna go to other things. Yeah. I think we have to also wrestle with the fact that like a lot of the inflation of the industry that we saw was because of COVID, right? Like the industry just had an unnatural and not organic period of growth, and clearly that would not be sustainable. Yeah. And obviously that is like obviously capitalism is a fault there, right? That like you have these fucking bullshit CEOs and investors who can just throw out money like it's nothing and play with people's lives and goad them into what seems like a safe job, only to say 6 years later, actually, fuck you. Get fired. I can't even think of a word. God, I'm cooked, dude. We don't have a way to pay / revenue to people compared to something like Webtoon streaming, etc. Yeah. I mean, dude, COVID was 2020. And the layoffs have been going, I want to say, since like 2024, right? Every year since 2024, it's just been layoffs after layoffs after layoffs. Microsoft especially, right? People are now thinking, oh my god, Asher Sharma, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, we had thousands of layoffs under Phil Spencer as well in his last couple of years. Like, is less than 6 years. God, dude. Hang on. I want to see something with it. Wow. 20 fucking %, dude. That's crazy. Ozempic and quit is true. Okay. Um, 13,000 to 16,000 people globally. This follows a major risk. Blah, blah, blah. So if they're extrapolating, 3,200, that's 20%. I could do the calculation, but this seems about right? How many people does Nintendo employ? There you go. That answers our question. If this is correct, right? If this is correct, we're saying the Nintendo model is so awesome, right? But they employ half of them are people. There's no room. There's no room. Okay, this looks legit. Yeah. Oh yeah, this looks legit. Okay, wow. There's no room. There's no fucking room. Ain't no fucking room. A quarter of the employees of Microsoft. Like, obviously, I'm not saying... Like, the way the resources are distributed, the profits are distributed, obviously is unfair at a company like Microsoft. Clearly, right? Obviously, you could think of a system like that's not the current fucking investor capitalist nightmare, where the profits are distributed more fairly, and then there's sort of a, you know, the profits that are raked in are used as a cushion to give all those people their jobs, or those 16,000 people. But that's not the system we live in. In the current system, it's not gonna happen. But then also see, I mean, okay, we all know that Japanese sort of workers' rights, or Asia in general, really, it's much harder to fire people, right? There's a lot of protections against that. And extrapolating from that, obviously a company would be more cautious with employing people, you know? With like putting in more people, right? Or taking on more people, I should say. Labor laws, thank you. I don't know, dude. Yes, Jenny. How? Why are you asking him? How is Booty still fucking alive on Xbox? I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2". Oh my god. Dio, what's up, man? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the thing. Like the 16,000 that doesn't even represent the full picture, you know? Craziness. It's just fucking over, dude. It's just over. Like, the games industry will not be the same in like 3 years. It will not be the same. I think that's the conclusion we're kind of reaching. Yeah. Jason Schreier had a video about that as well. That's like sort of the hidden cost that nobody talks about. God, dude. Depressing. Very depressing. Very, very depressing. Okay, guys, let's play some trucks. Oh my god. Okay, guys, I'm gonna turn on the PlayStation 5. Professional. Oh. Have you played that many shmups? I fucked around with a couple. It says Gamescom prep, TikToks. I have a couple like analysis, like shorts, TikToks recorded that I need to work on. And then it says the German word Gewerbeanmeldung, which means registering a business. Because, for like tax bullshit, at some point I will have to register a business to get money, get paid. Exactly. I have to register a business to handle all my like Twitch and YouTube payments and all that shit. Yeah. So that's that. Okay. You guys, I'm getting a new monitor soon, and that will finally solve all my fucking problems with like setup. I think, perhaps. I'm very excited. It's like a really tiny monitor, but it's 1080p, so that should work. Okay. So for those who don't know, I got this big ultra-wide monitor that you can use as like 2 separate 4K monitors. And the idea is gonna be, on the left, I have all my stream setup bullshit. Like I can read the chat, I can see my camera, all that stuff. On the right, I have the game, and then I have a tiny monitor down there that I use to like show the desktop, basically, right? No, it's just a super shitty, like, cheap LCD. But, like, it has a little stand. It's, like, portable, yeah. It just needs to be... It was, like, 12 inches. So it just needs to be big enough for me to show, like, videos or whatever, right? Or the Discord. And for that, it's going to be perfectly serviceable. So, yeah. Okay, my fucking arcade stick is on strike again. Let me see real quick. Let me change the category while we're at it. Hang on. God damn it, dude. Oh, I got it. It's very nice. The thing is, I got really, so the size of this monitor, I should show it more on stream so that people know what the fuck I'm talking about, but basically it's like, the size of it is like as if I had 2 32-inch monitors like right next to each other, right? At 4K. And I got 32-inch pilled in America. I had like one of those for a little bit, and I was like, fuck, I can't go back. But I also don't want 2 32-inchers like right next to each other. It seems like a little overkill. So this was like the perfect solution for my setup. Okay, I'm gonna start the recording. Hello, YouTube. Say hello, YouTube, and chat if you want to be in the video. No, we're not playing Kingdom Hearts. Thank you to Clear... Fuck. Hello, everybody. No, let me restart. Hello, everybody. No. Hello, everybody. No. See, you're seeing the live video process that I usually do. Actually, let me turn off the music here. Hello, everybody. Thank you to Clear River Games for providing me with... No. Hello, everybody. No. I'm sure this is very enjoyable to watch right now. Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you to Clear River Games for providing me with a review code for Truxton Extreme. Yes, sir. This is a like reboot sequel thing for the legendary shmup series Truxton that I have no experience with whatsoever. I'm diving in with my little arcade stick because I'm a professional gamer, you know. We're gonna check this out. We're gonna see how I feel. We're gonna see how it is. I was not told to say anything specific. I just got the review code. That's it. This is my own opinion. Let's dive into it. So I know the thing about this game is that it's a widescreen shmup. It's a vertical shmup, but like it uses the entire width of the screen. Which already, that's like, you're kind of on thin ice there, you know? You're in dangerous territory. I think shmup purists will scrutinize that type of decision very hard. I guess story is just a regular game. And then heat starter is like, heart starter, sorry, is a easy mode. Okay, I'm not gonna... Wait, oh fuck. I'm just diving in, dude. I'm just not gonna... I'm just gonna raw dog this shit. Let me just set the controls, though. There's a surprising amount of buttons. I ain't gonna lie. I like shot on square. I like bomb on triangle. Oh. Alias. Let's start with the easy mode. Fuck it. Why not? I wonder how long this one is. Can we feasibly finish this game? I'm guessing... I was thinking slow speed is probably I hold it and then I move slowly. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Okay. And... oh, fuck. Ah, okay, I see my speed level in the top left, okay. And then I can hold the button to move. Okay, kind of like that. I mean, most shmups kind of handle that differently, where they just have a secondary shot that slows you down. At least most cave shmups. But this kind of works. Okay, what's that? Was that the little orb in the top left that I had? Think so, possibly. And then there's this thing. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Interesting, okay. Oh, see, by default, they had the slow speed and the EX shot on the same button. Okay. So it is kind of like a cave thing. Interesting. Oh, fuck. Okay, maybe... maybe let me change this. Actually, I don't know. Gotcha. Okay. Bomb. Then change speed. Let's put this. Perhaps. Okay, my first thought is like, this seems a little too easy on easy, so maybe I should just go into the story mode. You do move very fast. Okay, let me change the harder difficulty because like this is not stimulating me. I will say. I'm wondering how they'll design the new aspect ratio. Yeah. It's hard. I think there's a good reason why most games don't really fuck with that, yeah. I mean, you have, like Radiant Silvergun, for example, and also Devil Blade Reboot. Those are some wider games. Oh, okay, I don't have to... Okay, I feel like, you know what? I feel like I shouldn't map it like this, even though it's what I'm kind of used to from cave stuff. I feel like it's probably not efficient. I do want the slow speed on X. That does feel right to me, but I think I want the EX boost here. And then I want the change speed on R1. That feels right. And then the bomb on circle. Okay. Y'all should copy my layout. I think I figured out the best layout. Oops. See, one thing with Katsui that I started doing a lot is just wiggle the stick back and forth like a lot. And something about that just feels so right. I don't know. Oh, fuck. No! Damn. Oh, God. Jesus. Oh my god, dude, bro, I'm getting cooked. Okay, so the easy mode is way too easy. I wouldn't say this is too hard. Damn, okay. 6 episodes, okay. And there's 3 characters, okay. Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh. Game settings, hang on. Bombs. DLC pack. Is there no difficulty options? Curious. Oh, I feel like this is immediately much denser than the story mode. Damn. Okay. Ooh. Oh, fuck you. No way. Damn, okay. Maybe I should play the easy mode. Fuck. Okay, you know what? Let's just see the game. Let's just see the game first. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the shmup style where I know a couple games do this where like you're set to a checkpoint, but also you lose a life. That seems like sort of like the most aggravating of both worlds. Like it's very punishing. Plus you like disrupt the flow, you know? I think R-Type kind of does the same thing. I want to play R-Type Delta. Everybody tells me that game is sick. Yeah, in R-Type it never bothered me that much from my experience, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay. What if I do the easy mode no hit? It's basically like an arcade clear. Oh, I'm super fast now. I'm realizing. You definitely get speed past level 3. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Dragon. I like the Zero Ranger approach where they just said fuck it, okay, this is just a console game, you know, where we have checkpoints like a modern game and you can retry as much as you want, you know. Okay, this is a very weird comparison. The music is giving Dragon Ball. Is anybody else getting that? I don't know. Something with the movement feels a little... Maybe it's me, but like, I feel like I'm not snapping into the diagonals like I want to. Can I pick up the skull? Oh, it's a bad item. It levels me down, I think. Oh, wow. Oh. This is the first hit. I'm getting Chris Hootsbeck vibes. I like how you have to check when it's supposed to shop in Gunman. I just play Gunman, dude. Level down speed. Yeah. The thing is, I'm sort of defaulting to just like holding the slow button instead. It's kind of working for me. Wait, what? The easy mode is just the first stage? Then what the fuck was the point, bro? That's crazy, bro. That's so funny. That's so awesome. Oh my god. Okay, man. I mean, I respect it that you actually have to, like... yeah, beat the freaking game to access the ending, you know? That you can't brute force it. I kind of respect that. Heart starter. My heart is beating. Oxygen is, in fact, pumping through my body. I am alive. He did. Yeah, Blackhawk did work on Gunman. At some point I gotta do, oh fuck. I gotta do Caramel Action Micro on Potential Man Monday. I wanna get better at first though. Wait, you have the little skull icons in the bottom left. What do those do? Guys, I'm getting a little tired. I'll see how far we can make it. Oh god. I'm tired, bro. I'm so tired. Oh, ooh. The screen, it feels a little weird. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how to put it, but something about it does feel strange. Oh. Skulls are bombs. Oh, really? And we have the little skull pickups. If that's related. Okay. Okay, you're right. Damn. How are we feeling on the graphics? This is on a PS5 Pro, of course. I think the shading is definitely very... It's giving a little Xbox 360, yeah. There's something a little flat about it. But you know, it's the style. I can kind of see the appeal. Guys, I'm literally, my eyes are like about to fall. are about to shut. Like, I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. It's not the game's fault. Okay, micro dodging, tap dodging. Guys, I'm cooking. Listen, I'm a shmup head. Graphics are a bit boring, IMO. Damn. Ah. Oh. It's just late. It's just fucking late. Not the game's fault. I do think the 60x9, it's not as bad as you would think. It's definitely fine. Like, it feels like they kind of thought about how to do it, but... Oh my God, I'm so tired, dude. Oh. I do really want to play Devil Blade Reboot. Maybe on stream. That seemed like a fun time. Oh fuck. Okay, I have a shit ton of EX. Okay, it seems like when you use EX, you get a lot of it back. Actually, I don't know. Oh! I was literally asleep, dude. I was literally not looking at the screen. Oh my goodness. Oh, guys. Oh. I'm so tired. Guys, I can't handle it. I'm so sorry. Okay, I need to stop after the stage. What's up, Score? I have played Shadow Ninja Reborn. I thought it was cool. It has sort of a rigidity to it in some stages that put me off a little bit, but I think I need to give it another shot. I think a lot of it might have been skill issue. Oh my god. Call you to slap you awake. Oh god. I don't know if I can do this, guys. I don't know if I can do this. Okay, if we can just bomb the shit out of the boss, maybe. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm out of bombs. Oh, oh. Oh, God. Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in. I think I'll get a... Nice. Okay. I think you get a checkpoint in story mode after stage 1. Okay, you know what? I do fuck with the fact that they did it this way. That you have to have lives for a given stage. You need to make it through the stage without losing your lives, but then you're kind of safe. I feel like maybe that's an approach most SHMUPS should take. I don't know. That seems like a good compromise to me. Yeah. Like, because I feel like doing it in the 2 lives that I had, that was a little tight, you know? It was, I mean, obviously I was like fucking half asleep. But like I couldn't literally autopilot sleep my way through, you know? I was like, as I was falling asleep, I was struggling, yeah. This game frustrates me to no end, but I still love it. Yeah, I'm kind of curious, how was this received in the SHMUP community generally? You know, given the widescreen and all that shit, all the weird experiments with this game, I thought it would be more polarizing, but the tenor seems to be relatively okay. Like, I think people don't hate this game generally, right? They seem like pretty positive on it, mostly. I had these fatigue moments more recently, again lately too, maybe something with the summer, yeah. It gives players a sense of progression with the checkpoint system. Well, it's less about that, it's more like, okay, I have stakes, but the stakes are not insanely high, you know? The stakes are not insurmountable, you know? It's very achievable, the fact that the game is so segmented. Oof, okay guys, it's modern looking, but still has all the sensibilities of a dash shmup. It is giving, like, boomer shmup for sure. Is the weather still bad in Germany? It's very chill right now. It's very nice and cool. Cause it's been raining a lot, so that's good. Best dash mode of 2026, nice. Okay, guys, honestly, I would dive into stage 2, but I'm way too fucking tired. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this half hour with Truxton. This little overview of the game. Maybe consider checking out. I mean, I'm not. You know, they didn't tell me to advertise it. This is just an unbiased little overview. Honestly, the structure thing with the story mode, that surprised me. Like, I feel like that is a good idea, genuinely. And that is low-key making me want to explore the game more. So, I'll report back if I have more to say about the game. So yeah, thank you again to Clear River Games for the opportunity, and goodbye. Okay, that's the video. Oh, guys, I need to hit the sack. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired, bro. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, last stream of the week. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Maybe Tokon viewer matches. Maybe we can find some other discourse topic. I'm not sure. But we shall see. Again, if you're not in the Discord, feel free to suggest some topics in the Discord for me to talk about. And yeah, I think I'll just head out for now, guys. Thank you all for joining. This was a good stream. It's a fun stream. I'm so tired. I got very tired very suddenly. Goddamn idiot. Okay, whatever. Alright, see y'all. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.